Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream with yours truly, Tabletop Junkie, and I am your host, Tabletop Junkie. Sorry for the delay. I know I was supposed to be on about an hour ago. It was supposed to be 12 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S., and it is currently 1:04. I did put it on my Twitter that I had to delay it because I was out taking care of. I was adulting. Well, let's call it what it is. It's called adulting, people. Unfortunately, when you adult, you don't get choices in life like kids do. You know, you get to adult more. So, I had to do something early this morning. I didn't think it was going to take long. I figured noon would be fair. You know, originally this was set up for 9 p.m., but I didn't get up before 8:30 today. 30 minutes before the stream, and I wasn't ready by then either. I've been down sick past 2 days. I have actually been sick. I've been having a fever lately, so yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I've been fine interacting with people, thinking I've been fine. Turns out I actually haven't been fine. I might have just found out I might have had a small case of either the flu or pneumonia. I haven't figured out which yet. Right now I've been on medication for it, so I am doing a little bit better. So, yeah, life does happen. So let's do this review, because we're not here to talk about life. We could talk about that any other stream. Let's talk about Castles and Crusades expanding classes. I gotta say, out of all the books, this one is kind of with me. But you know what? I am not dissatisfied with the product. I'm not dissatisfied whatsoever. I'm very satisfied with it. I kind of, didn't know what it was to be about. So whatever I got is a lot better than nothing, which is what most of the companies hand you is nothing. They didn't hand us nothing. They handed us some ideas to play around with. So let's talk about 5 major points, shall we? All right. Hello, Smarter Chris and Colin. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, it does happen. But, I'm getting back on my feet. I'm getting re-energized, getting vitamins down me. I'm doing great. So let's move on to expanding classes, shall we? So in the expanding classes book, this book raises 5 major points about how to multi-class or how to expand from your main current class of the player's handbook. There are 5 different methods of combining these classes. Method number 1 is multi-classing. This is an option which allows the character to begin to play with 2 or more classes. While this does allow for a more versatile character, it comes at a cost of hit points, as well as significant slower level advancement. Enhanced classing is an option in which a character begins to play with the full abilities of one class and some abilities of a supporting class. The character is fairly versatile with a small cost of 2 hit points and moderately slower level advancement. Class Plus adds the 0 level abilities from 1 or more classes to the character's class at the cost of a small percentage of experience points. Dual classing is an option for an existing character to add a class to his original class, advancing in both thereafter. Advancement from this is at this point is at a slower rate as experience points are split between the 2 classes. And reclassing allows the character to change classes, foregoing advancements in his original class in favor of the new class, toward which all new experience points will be applied. As the character begins advancement in the new class, he loses from the old class. There is some restrictions for class combinations. They do have that. But everything is pretty much up to the GM, or in this case, the Castle's Keeper. So you can have a Mage Assassin or a Mage Renegade, a Mage Rogue. Yep, Mage Rogue or Mage Assassin. How do 0 level skills work anyway? Yeah, that's a good question. I am so glad you asked that. We are going to have to cover that in a few. We're going to have to cover that in a few. So. Restricted class combinations. So there are 13 classes that can be grouped or categorized in a number of ways. One quick and dirty way is by general skill type. There are the fighter types, which is Fighter, Ranger, Barbarian, Monk, Knight, Paladin, and Bard. Mages are the Wizard Illusionists. Priests are the Clerics and Druid, and Stealthers, which are the Rogue and Assassins. Quick, dirty way of doing it. Alright, so let's go into multi-classing. Multi-classing allows the character to possess 2 or more classes. These classes advance evenly Experience points needed for level advancement are added together, and this total must be gained before the character can advance and level for both or all classes. Again, level simultaneously, and all abilities of each class are gained at the appropriate levels. One of the effects of the character dividing his training between classes is to alter the rate, the hit die, at which hit points are gained. So basically, here's where it suffers. Okay, you actually only get you only get the hit die of the second class, which is where it suffers, because what if the hit die of your first class is higher? Because the hit dies usually range from D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12s. So, and unfortunately, when they multi-class, you get kind of like an average of both. So, let me share an example with you guys. All right, to determine the hit die of a multi-class character, refer to Table 1.1 multi-class below. And I'm going to do a screen share. All right, this is the table you guys should be looking at right here. All right, so let's say you wanted to play a barbarian. Let's do a barbarian mage, which is a class that has, if I'm not mistaken, has the highest hit dice, which is D12, and a mage, which is your secondary class, which has the lower hit dice, D4. So what you do is you compare your first class with your first class hit die with your second class hit die, and that is the hit die you actually get for both of them put together. So instead of reaping the benefits from a D12 or the disadvantages of D4, it's a D8. So that's where hit points actually do suffer at. All right. Allowed multi-classing combinations. So A is allowed, S is allowed, but sharing similar enough abilities to be impractical. N is not normally allowed. U is unusual, requires justification. E is allowed for an elf or a half-elf or elven, of elven lineage. G is allowed for gnome. H is allowed for halfling, and O is allowed for half-orc. So an assassin, you can't do at all because they're the same thing. But like, let's see, what was it? I think a barbarian mage would be the equivalent of a shaman, to be honest. Or a barbarian druid. Kind of be both. Let's see. Barbarian mage. Let's do that one. Alright, so, well, it'd be barbarian wizard, which is N. Not normally allowed. Yeah, so not normally allowed. I'm the CK. I can allow whatever the hell I want. So, what was one of the other ones you said? A mage assassin. So we'll do a wizard assassin, which is allowed, or a mage rogue, which is also allowed. How about a mage paladin, or how about a wizard paladin? NE. Okay, so when you have it's them combined. So not normally allowed, and allowed for elf or half-elf of elven lineage. So that's how that would work. So you could be a wizard paladin as long as you're an elf or half-elf of elven lineage. So basically elves. Let's see, barbarian druid. 100% allowed. No restrictions. And let's do one more. So, the amount of experience points, technically for both of them, would be combined. You would combine your, like, if you chose, because remember, whatever level you are at between two classes is what your character level is at. There's two things to also take from this is character level. If you have one level in one class and one level in another class, you're a level 2 character. So you actually have to combine the experience points to both classes to get to like level 3 or something like that. If that's how that is met. Let's move on. All right. Let's move on and see what it says about that, because I think it says you do get lower there. Quick math would indicate that dozens of 2-class combinations of hundreds of 3-class combinations could be created, but not all possible combinations are allowed or recommended. While most combinations are accepted, some classes are simply incompatible, morally or ideologically or otherwise. Paladin plus assassin. Oh, an assassin paladin. Or let's do a paladin assassin. So paladin assassin is strictly not allowed. Probably because an assassin can be anyone, but a paladin would not be an assassin. Alright. Alright, so we talked about that. It doesn't say anything about the experience points. Let me see here. Okay, experience points needed for level advancement are added together, and this total must be gained before the character can advance and level. Okay, fair enough. So you would take the experience points needed for the next level in Barbarian and the next level in Mage, or whatever other class you went with. So you would take the level 2 and combine them together. Alright, Enhanced Classing. Enhanced Class is loosely based on the class and a half option presented at the end of the player's handbook. A number of changes and clarifications have been made to these rules, which are resubmitted here as Enhanced Class. Some of these changes will be to the advantage of the character, some will be more restrictive. Enhanced Class allows the character to enhance the abilities of one class, called the Principal Class, with some or all the abilities of another class, called the Supporting Class. Advancement and the gaining of abilities in the class is uneven. Which, okay, that sounds like real multi-classing, because in Dungeons & Dragons, if you had a level in Barbarian and a level in Mage, on the next level you could choose which one you go up there, but altogether you just take the 2 classes and add them together. Alright. With the supporting class or classes gaining at half the rate of the principal class. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. While some classes, such as the fighter or wizard, are fairly archetypal, with abilities which are all essentially related, other classes, such as the ranger and knight, have abilities which may vary widely. Where this occurs, the abilities have been divided, giving the player 2 additional supporting class options from the one class at a lower experience point cost, 1/3 rather than 1/2. Each of the subclasses is renamed below. Okay. To determine the hit die of the enhanced class character, refer to table, which is pretty much the same thing, you know. Let's skip back here. So this is the enhanced, this is table 2.1, it's different hit, but it's still the same thing. You would take your principal hit, which is usually your first one, and go for your supporting, which is usually that. We already know that mage is a D4. I think assassin's a D6, so we can do that. So if you're still a barbarian, and you go be a barbarian assassin, which is a D6, so D12 is your first dice. Your second dice will be a D6. So that means your die, you would follow this right here for adding those 2 classes together. Could you go over the table again, please? Would a D6 and a D10 multi-class get a D8, and what does the X mean? Okay, fair enough. The X means it's not compatible. They can't do it because you chose assassin. So, you know, what's a double assassin? I mean, all it means is it's just not possible. So that's the X. Okay, so back up to this table here. So you want to know what a D6 would be with a D10. So here's a D6, and if your first dice is a D6 for your first class, and your second class is a D10, that would be a D8. What that means is you're taking your first class and your second class hit dice and you're combining them together. So you follow the hit points of the D8. Hell, for a major rogue, I'm sorry, for like those who have like the lowest hit dice, you kind of got a win-win when you kind of go up there and combine with the higher classes, because your hit points, no, as in D8 3. Oh, okay. So all that means, all right. So if you get a D6. Okay, so if your first class, let's say, is a rogue, you got a D6, and then your second class is a fighter, which is a D10, you go with a D8 3. All the 3 is for hit points. That's pretty much about it. After you gain a certain number of levels, you gain additional hit points per level. Actually, that is determined by the castle keeper. You either gain those hit points strictly only, or you can gain your hit dice with those hit points. It's just bonus hit points. After you reach, I think, a level, like level 13, or like anything over level 10, you just get 3 additional hit points per level. The D8 is what you would use versus using the 2 hit dice. You would combine them into 1, which will make a D8. That's all that means. Alright. And then he's pretty much got the same thing here for enhanced classes. Enhanced classing seems to be kind of really weird, even for me. Skills, those ability which require a siege engine check from the supporting class are gained at first level with a level bonus of 0. Oh, that means you'll... Okay, so 0 level abilities, which means all your... like any bonuses you're supposed to get will class down to 0. Level bonus at second and higher levels is at 1/2 of the principal class level, rounded down. This sounds rather confusing. It's like, so you're kind of taking on weaker forms. The principal class level rounded down. Bonuses from supporting class which apply to saves or other common abilities are generally gained when the principal level is doubled at which the bonus is normally gained, but this is added to the full principal class level of the character. And then these are supporting class options, names, and gained abilities. Assassin, killer, spy, barbarian. I don't know these ones. These ones are from something way different. I think I've never seen those ones. Lord Master, I think I've seen in a class book somewhere. Or they just kind of grouped them together. So. And these are allowed enhanced class options. Assassin, Assassin, killer, and spy are the same thing. So, yeah, this one's a little bit difficult to wrap your mind around. I'll give it that. So, so you get the skills, but the level bonuses go up at half rate. Yeah, for your principal class, your bonuses only go up half the rate. I think it's 1.5%. So it's your full level plus half, rounded down. And then your supporting class, you gain those abilities, but at 0 level, which is with the level bonus of 0. Yeah, so any bonuses you get, they're zeroed out, but apparently the principal class gets all those bonuses. So, like I said, this one's a little bit more confusing. I've read this book several times, and I'm even trying to wrap my mind around that. I think part of it, too, is because I have not used any of these class options yet. I have not read how to use them or even looked up how to use that one yet. I like the multi-classing one because that makes perfect sense to me. Enhanced class, I'm still kind of getting my mind around. So, and it tells you, okay, and it does tell you what you get at Assassin supporting level advancement, and it does go through because it does change the charts. I like to know what the killer supporting class is, or the spy, because I haven't seen those classes anywhere in any of my books. Yes, that's exactly what they are, Colin. They're split by skill type. You are correct. All right, let's move on to the next one because, like I said, I'm giving myself a headache thinking about some of this stuff. And it's weird, because math and numbers, usually I can get pretty easy. The enhanced class, I kind of, I'm still kind of wrapping my mind around. Well, it's kind of helpful when you got charts here to show you too. But that's not even my favorite one. My favorite one was the first method. The third method is the class plus. So, Much like the Enhanced class rules, Class Plus allows the character to begin with a few of the abilities of one or more classes added to all of the abilities of one. They could have actually worded that differently. The abilities gained will be listed below by class and are similar to those listed above for supporting classes. Unlike Enhanced class, however, these abilities will never improve past 0 level. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would we do this then? Note that this makes some abilities entirely unavailable as they are gained at first level or higher. The character may plus as many classes as he wishes, but each will come at a cost of 5% of all earned experience for each plus class. And it actually gives you a list of what's at 0 and what's not. Like Assassin, if this was Class Plus, you get Traps at 0 level, Deerstalker at 0 level, Weapons Armor Proficiency, Decipher Script, Legend Lore at 0 level, May cast 2 0 level Cleric spells, Nature Lore at 0 level, may cast 2 0 level Druid spells, so on and so forth. So, and I think, changing classes. I think we're getting close to the end here. I'm just checking real quick. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. The Rune Mark. I love that one. That is also in this book. Totally forgot about that. Alright, so, and then you got changing classes. Many adventurers during the course of their career may reach a point where they wish to change their class. This could be a variety of reasons for this change. The character may wish to learn spellcasting or the use of weapons beyond his normal class proficiency. Maybe an injury has made advancement in his current class difficult, or an alignment change made another class desirable. The character may have simply reached his goal in his current class and wishes to pursue another. Changing classes follows one of two forms: dual classing or reclassing. Dual classing is if the character is choosing to dual class, he will now advance in both classes. Experience points will be divided equally between the two classes. The character will only get new hit points when he gains a level in his original class. However, the hit die rolled will be modified as per table 3 dual class hit below, which is, once again, pick your original, pick your new class. And they have it weird too, where if you have, like, say you have say you do a barbarian, and say you do a mage, which is D4, so that would be a D8, and then say you add a third class, then you go to the D8 because the D8 is your original, and let's say you did, an assassin for D6, then it would still be a D8. Thank God. Or let's say you did another mage class, so it'll be a D6. So then you'll dissolve it down to a D6. Weird when you do that. So the character is bound by the same armor restrictions as the multi-class character repeated below. In the case of saving throws and generic attribute checks, use the level of the original class. Good. And they do not stack. So, armor restrictions, because rogues or assassins have armor restrictions, as well as most other ones. And then the reclass, which is my personal favorite. And then here's the reclass table. Oh, God, that looks terrible. Original class type. Oh, they don't even have a D12 on there. They don't even have a D12. They have it for that. So if you're at a D12, it's done. If you're at a D12, you're at a D12. Wow. If the character is choosing to reclass, that is, abandoning his original class for another one, the changes are more significant. The character will no longer earn experience in his original class and will, upon gaining his first level in his new class, actually lose 1 level and 1 level's worth of HP in the original class. Original class D12. Well, there's nothing beyond D12, guys. Look at that. So if you have a D12 Barbarian, you still get D12. So there you go. You can just break the system that way. Unless you got like a D4 Mage and then you got a D12, then it's 4 hit points there. So you do lose hit points. Because generally this is hit points per level, regardless of what level you're at. So, unless you're down here somewhere. That's not even on a freaking chart. So, these are some options. And then the rune mark. The rune mark. This is actually class. This is actually a totally separate class from another book. We have not even gotten into this yet. So, yeah. Alright, so here's my review. Okay. So here's my review overall on Expanding Classes. It is a good book to pick up. It is not for beginner gamers or beginner people who are just beginning out in Castles and Crusades. This is strictly for more people who have already played Castles and Crusades, maybe have a couple level 20 characters, they're on their fourth. It is not made for someone who's just starting out. I do not want anybody in my games to be thinking about using these methods right now, because I do not want to deal with the math on them yet. Even I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how multi-classing works a little bit. So, at least as a gamer, and both a Castle Keeper of someone who's been running Castle Crusades for a few months now, my first game session started actually in July. Was my first session. So, I've been running this since, we'll say actually August 1st. So, August, September, October, November. Yeah, I've barely been running it for 4.5 months. So I'm going to say, do not worry about expanding classes quite yet. We will probably dive into them in session. But I wouldn't want anyone at beginner level to actually pick up that book or anything for that matter. I think if you feel like you want to just dive into it on your own, that's fine. But anything you want to do with your class, please talk to your Castle Keeper. Talk to the person running the game. Don't assume anything, because because regardless how you may want to run something, how you may understand something may not be how they understand it, So, okay, hang on, guys. I gotta... Scoopy-doo-doo. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, well, I don't know how to say this, but I'm maybe checking out Troll Lord Games here in a minute, guys. I just, is that a full book of it? You've got to be freaking kidding me. Alright, well, I'd like to just point out right now, while I'm here, something just caught my mind. I do apologize. Yeah, table is broken. Well, here's why his table is broken. I'm going to show you guys something. I do recommend this. If you guys want to check out... let me see. Can I do a screen share here? I just found this on Troll Lord Games. They got a Castles and Crusades holiday bundle free of charge. You have the Adventurer's Backpack, which I already got that one. But you also get the Reaping Bones, Night of the Spirits. Some of these are modules that you could play. Stains Upon the Green. And here's some of the break ones. So, 5th edition Reaping Bones. Castles and Crusades, The Portal of Unfolding, and For to Save My Soul. Quick Treats and Sidetracks. Stains Upon the Green. Night of the Spirits, and the Adventurer's Backpack, which I have not done a review on that one yet, courtesy of Sparta Chris. I will have to say that. And, but, because of him, I'm able to do a review on this at some point in the future. But it looks like they are handing it out for free, so I definitely would go. If I was any of you guys, I'd be checking that out. I'll be checking that out, especially getting into it. So... Usually I don't premiere the website like that, but I just could not pass that up. Happy holidays from Troll Lord Games. You know what, Troll Lord Games? I freaking love you guys so much. See, that's called giving back to the community, people. They're giving back to their fans. That is what I love. That's what keeps me. So anyway, expanding classes. If you do want to pick it up, I believe they only have. Let me check. I am correct. There is no print and digital combo. There is no print. It is digital only. Castles Crusades expanding classes, digital only, and it's going for $7. The siege engine check is what the siege engine checks are. Is basically the checks that how you play it in Castle Crusades. It's because that's the engine that's powered it, which is made by Trollord Games. So that's what a siege engine check is. It's basically, attribute. It's your D20 plus your attribute plus your level. Answer that one. And get it, Troublemaker, get it for our daughter. And is that a PDF as well as a hard copy? Okay, so expanding classes is hard copy. The holiday bundle, which I am going back to, yeah, I think those are PDFs only. I don't see them. It doesn't matter to me personally. PDFs are, if they want to hand off some PDFs for free, I'm cool with that. Oh, I gotta go back to the main page. Main page. I believe these are PDFs only. I'm actually gonna probably buy this on the cart right now, so add my cart. And I'm gonna. Yes, it is for PDFs only, I do believe. Yeah, so, because, print's gonna cost no matter what. Yes, and yes, and Spartacus, I did get that in my email. I've already got that downloaded. So, yeah, we got a nice bundle of some PDFs for the holidays, and Trollord Games is giving back to their fans. I freaking love that. I don't even know if that's really what it is. Somebody should really. I'm gonna go check with them. So I cannot believe that caught me off stream. That got caught right on stream. Yes, those are PDFs, Colin. So you can kind of go to their website and download it. So I'm going to be right now, actually, here in a minute, once I get off stream. So yes, as I said, expanding classes is more for advanced players in Castles and Crusades. As it stands, it is a digital copy only. There is no print copy for it, and the digital copy is only $7. So for me, it was worth the buy, but I only recommend it for the more advanced players, not the noobs. Or the newbies. If you're just starting out, take your time with it. There's always time to dip your feet. Alright, this stream has gone on for 35 minutes. Long enough. I only wanted it 15, but I got an additional 20. So, that is my review on expanding classes. So, we did go through a little bit of it. How the methods work. And as I said, it's probably more for the advanced, because some of that stuff does seem rather confusing. As far as a review, the book, the quality, everything with it, I do recommend it. But I do only recommend it for the advanced players and the advanced Gossip Keeper. So, I got some Christmas things to do real quick. So, I will catch you guys later. I will be having another stream here very shortly. I want to wish everybody a great and wonderful day. And this is Tabletop Junkie telling everyone to work hard, play hard, game on, everybody. My famous Tabletop Junkie salute. Have a great and wonderful day.